Okay, guys, good morning. So, whenever you think about your SP or the money that you're trying to manifest, I want you to immediately think of the most chilled out sensation that you've ever experienced. And what I mean by chilled out is like literally one of those moments where it's just you're so relaxed you could give two craps about anything. Maybe you drink yourself a cold one after work. I mean, some of you guys, maybe you rolled a fatty, before bed, whatever it is. I want you to try to emulate that feeling, that sensation of just not even happiness, not even a dopamine hit, just a chilled out vibe. Okay. And before you guys are like, okay, well, I'm extremely anxiety driven, I'm neurotic. Okay, but I guarantee you there was one time in your life where you felt this way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I know that whatever you put in your consciousness is happening right now. Remember, consciousness is the true reality, not outside. Like right now, I have a red light, but in my head, I could just think of a green light, and then boom, it's going to turn green. Okay? I can just imagine that everywhere I go, they lay the red carpet for me, and I get nothing but green lights in traffic. And then happens, and then sure enough, boom, all green lights. You see? Just like that. All right? And that's the way it is in your consciousness, is everything goes through here at first. Just like when they say, well, you got to ask the big boss first. And once you get the approval, then you can do whatever you're asking for. And that's the way it is in the 3D. And even if you are not, if you're never feeling chilled out or relaxed, you're always stressed, you're like, oh, I got to pick up the kids from soccer practice, and after that I got to go see my ex-husband in the hospital, and then I got to do all these errands, and then I got to do all this charity work. I never have time to breathe. Okay, but if you have to go all the way to your damn five-year birthday or your first Christmas when you were just a little child, remember that feeling of relief. We're like, oh my gosh, Christmas is here, right? Maybe that's more of a joy example, but whatever you got to do to give you that feeling of it's all at ease. The key emotion that I want you to look for is relief. Okay? Relief. Because that's one of the first things that you're going to feel when you go from months waiting for a text, hoping that your SP will talk to you, months of just living paycheck to paycheck, and then you finally become financially free. There's a relief. And I've always said this, for example, for financial freedom, the emotion that I copy and paste for that from my past, believe it or not, is when I graduated from high school. And what's funny is that I ended up having to be on probation right after, but even through probation, there was a huge just weight that was lifted off my shoulders because I no longer had to do homework. And that was one of the things I hated, is deadlines, having to answer to somebody. And I mean, I ended up dealing with that at work, but you see the difference is at that particular time I was okay with the whole work dynamic and the whole boss dynamic, although now I just want to murder all of them. But back then I was okay with it because I was getting money, and it was a new thing, right? And not to mention I felt like I was able to enjoy myself more because I didn't really go out a lot when I was in school. But anyways, there was a lot of relief when I graduated. And you see, that relief of no longer having to do homework. But the big one is not having to go to bed all the damn time, and I could stay up. Like, to me, I remember that was a huge one. My parents would be like, why the fuck are you up at 6 a.m. when you go in an hour? I mean, gee, I don't know, maybe, just maybe that's a little too fucking late. What do you think, you little jerk? I'm like, yeah, I guess. And back then, I didn't even know what the fuck coffee was. I just looked at it, and it looked like, caca in a cup. So I was like, I don't know. And I had a 3.5 GPA. Okay, we'll get into that later. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is, you see, I use that when I think of the state of the wish fulfilled for money. I just say to myself, the same feeling that I got when I no longer had to go to bed early and I could fucking get 20 minutes of sleep for my job here at the restaurant, is the same feeling that I'm going to get when I no longer have to work at that fucking restaurant, you know? And it's funny because one led to another thing, and now I'm trying to escape the last thing, right? And the same thing with SPs, bro, is like, I mean, I'll give you a good example. Like, you know, honestly, one pattern that I see a lot with SPs is the feeling where you can be yourself around somebody. Because a lot of you guys, some of you guys are trying to manifest SPs that are in another country, or that it's an ex that you haven't heard from in a while. But even if it's someone who you don't have to work with every single day, there's still this feeling of you can't really be your authentic self when you think of them, or when you're on social media and you keep passing by their profile and they're always posting and they're like, hey, look at me, I hate you, by the way, just so you know. It's like, now when you have them, you will not have to worry about seeing something on Instagram anymore that is going to trigger you. If you work with them, you're no longer going to have to feel awkward around them, because, you know, they're the ones feeling awkward around you, right? They're the ones trying to get the approval from you, right? Like, I've dealt with this a lot. Like, I remember when I would have crushes at work or even at school, and when I found out that they liked me, it was like a complete, almost like an arrogance to myself. Now I was like, oh, okay. And then now that the cat's out of the bag, you will notice that they start acting weird, because they're like, oh shit, he knows. Oh my God, does my hair look okay? You know, and that's, I mean, the thing is, guys, is that's something you can't fake, right? And you don't have to fake it. But if you can go back internally and remember a moment where you went from just being able to be your free, authentic self around somebody, and there's that relief. There's a word again, relief. There's that relief of you no longer having to put on a front or overanalyze all your behaviors. There's no longer this need to impress, right? A good one would be when you finally got the job, right? You no longer have to do the application process, right? That's a good one, is you already did the application process, and you don't have to worry anymore about telling them all your details and writing a big long resume and, oh shit, should I have worn fucking sandals, or should I got in the dress that I fucking had at the quinceañera? You know what I mean? Like, all these things that you're like, oh, should I do this, should I do that, when in reality you're like, oh, they want me for who I am, right? So that's a good one to copy and paste. But whatever it is, whether it's you thinking about how you got the job, whether it's you copy and pasting the feeling of when you graduated, or whether it's the fucking feeling when you're taking a shit and you're like, oh my gosh, finally, damn, was holding it in since 1986. Whatever the case may be, when you copy and paste states, even if you just think of the memory, you are already there in your head, because your subconscious does not understand the past, it doesn't understand the future, it only understands now. Now, if you want to go more in depth with these concepts and you need more advanced help, the links are in the description down below. And if you become a channel member, you get access to the next videos for the upcoming month, and also discounts to the consultation.